What can I say except you're welcome?
Now the whole world can acknowledge me.
What's going on? It's your boy Miami the Great. We're back at episode 15. Welcome to Talk It Up Wrestling. If you guys are new here, I am your host, Miami the Great. Shouts out to everyone that's tuning in. If you did not see the big announcement, we will be discussing that today here on Talk It Up. So, welcome to you guys who all are tuning in today. Um, we have all our stuff down here where you can find us at, where you can find us. You can find us on YouTube as you are, if you're tuning in on YouTube. That's Talk It Up Wrestling. Go ahead and go on YouTube and put and Talk It Up Wrestling on YouTube. You can find us on our lovely X page. That's our island page. That's the island of DWE. So if you guys want to go over there and check that out, you can also check me out on Miami the Great 645. And also, if you want to follow my co-host, I hope you do. You can find her, Final Boss Baby CFO. Shouts out to you guys. How you guys doing? It's the weekend. Man, we got some incredible news from WWE. I mean, man, what a what a crazy new era, I guess we're finna get ready to get into. If I want to say, tonight is on SmackDown. We'll probably go over some SmackDown talk for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the show for tonight. Um, we're gonna probably talk about Tiffany and Jade. Um, I was going to probably start this off with, the big news, but I do want to wait till my co-host get in here because she might want to talk about some things too, about the whole WWE announcement, the way they made the announcement here on YouTube just a few minutes ago. So maybe she wants to probably chime into that. So I'll probably wait for that. So while we're waiting on her, we're probably gonna go into some talk about tonight's show. Um Choo. Let's go into one of the matches that we're having tonight. I guess I'll go over a couple matches. Let's go into one of the matches that I think you guys will probably want to talk about, and that's the Randy and Drew McIntyre match, which I'm surprised they're doing this match on SmackDown, which is crazy. I didn't think they was going to do this match on SmackDown. Um, this match is really interesting. I thought this match was going to be like a a pay per view. I thought this was going to be on WrestlePalooza. Um, Most of the majority of the time when Triple H does these type of matches, he you either get these qualifications or stuff like that. So you usually get stuff like that. So it's very strange that we're getting the Drew versus Randy match tonight. I thought they was going to do Drew versus Randy, like I said, at Wrestling Palooza, but it looks like we're getting that match tonight. It'll be really interesting on how they're going to do this match because I don't think that Cody's coming back just yet. I wouldn't think he would be um this early into the to the PLE, but maybe if they do this, it'll be like a shorter time if you're going to do Cody versus Drew because Cody's been off of TV for quite some time. So I don't think we're going to just get um Cody tonight. There might be like a crazy finish, which I don't think somebody's going to interfere because there's no one to interfere in this match. So that's that. But I would like to see where is we're gonna go when it comes down to Randy and Drew. Um I think Randy hasn't got no singles win for PLEs, even if he loses this match, what do you do with him at WrestlePalooza? I think that's what I need to know. Where we go? Because right now the story is telling us that Randy attacked Drew because he attacked Cody. So that's what happened. So if we're looking at this and saying that well, we're probably going to go with this match, I was thinking that we will probably go somewhere where we'll have Cody come in, and that's why I thought we'll have it for WrestlePalooza, but I guess not. I guess we're gonna just do this now tonight and see where we go. Um, I haven't been really into what Drew has been doing lately when it gets down to his bill. Drew has not been the same since since he left. I mean, he left and came back. It doesn't feel like he still has that championship caliber anymore. It seems like we have fell back on Drew. Drew has not been the same um since he came back. So I think that's where it feels like we got to get Drew back up to that championship type of status again, where we're gonna have to see where do we go from here and what do we do next for Drew. Because let's say if he does win this match tonight, where does Drew go next after this? And I think that's the key parts that I feel like we gotta see. Drew's story, I'm not gonna lie now, when he did say a couple things to Logan, it seemed like Drew could have been working for someone because the way he was telling him to handle John Cena. But now we've moved from that story. Now Drew's dealing with Randy. So I don't know if they're trying to like not they're probably trying to slow cook Randy's story with I mean, not Randy's story, but Drew's story with what they wanted. What's the direction they want to do when it comes to Drew McIntyre, and that's what I want to see. Where we're gonna go with Drew and Randy as we continue to see what will be next when it gets down to what we're gonna do. So we'll see what goes on with them and what's next. So that's a real interesting story for Drew. How we're gonna go with Drew? What next would Drew do when we get to the end of his story? But I know tonight. I know you guys. I know how everyone feels about Mr. Brock Lesnar. But Brock Lesnar, I'm pretty sure, will be probably starting off this PLE. I mean not PLE, but tonight's SmackDown. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna probably get Brock returning to I don't know why it's showing Drew McIntyre. There we go. I know we're gonna probably get Brock Lesnar tonight joining and probably cutting a promo on why he's been attacking John Cena. He attacked John Cena twice. He also had attacked Sami Zayn. Um, Last week's SmackDown was jam packed. We had Brock coming back. We had AJ Lee coming back. Now we get to see because I want to see what story we're getting when it comes down to what's we're gonna do with Brock when Brock Lesnar comes back. So that's why I feel like what will be next for Brock Lesnar? What will he say when Brock comes out? I think by Brock showing up and explaining to us that this is the reason why I attack John Cena, you know, and giving us like a point of why um he's been attacking John Cena. I think that will play to more into character. It will play more into why Brock came back and he just came out and attacked Cena. And we're talking about kayfabe here. We're not talking about like actually reality because John said he doesn't pick his opponent, so there's that. So we have to see. But I feel like Brock Lesnar from here to now, and this might surprise a couple people, he might can be winding down. This could be maybe a start for him all the way up because I know next year's SummerSlam is in his hometown. And I'm just wondering to myself, is this a way we can start potentially teasing or on a road for Brock Lesnar to be coming down to an end to be retiring for Brock? And I think that's where they're going to have to see because I feel like Brock is stuck on everyone. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe Drew and Brock go back at it because that didn't never happen in front of fans. Maybe that can heat back up Drew McIntyre, who I was talking about earlier, because I feel like Drew needs something where we have to heat him back up. And I feel like Brock Lesnar could be the guy. Gunther's out. I don't know how long Gunther will be out, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like to see Gunther and Brock. But by them announcing what they announced tonight, because I don't want to say it, because I want to see if my co-hosts will be able to make it in here. Will they say that match for WrestleMania 43? Because of the details that we found out about WrestleMania 43. So that will be interesting to see how we go about where they're going to go next. Where do we go to to talk about what's next for them, and where do we go from here as we go along with this whole story with Brock Lesnar? Because it's John. We know the legendary battles that John Cena and Brock Lesnar have had. We know that's how we came up with the suplex. You know what? Because of Brock and John. And I'm just trying to see who will benefit off this feud and also win. Because John has already won against Logan. Now we're going to run into Brock. Um, so is it possible that we get a winning streak from John Cena, possibly, and maybe we get something going on where Brock goes into the next competitor? Now, I'm trying to sit here and think of some guys who I would love to see Brock go against. I know him and Seth Rollins have had great battles together. I wouldn't mind seeing Breaker and Brock Lesnar, Bronson Reed, because Bronson Reed is one of those big guys. We know how Brock Lesnar loves fighting the big guys. He don't mind getting in the ring with guys that are, muscle, because it's just, I feel like Brock can pull off a match with a muscle guy pretty well, pretty good. That's just my thing when it comes to Brock, and what could be next for Brock showing up when we get to the next level or next story for Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar will be on SmackDown tonight. So I think that will be one great story for Brock Lesnar and where we're gonna go next with Brock. Um, Seeing what we're gonna get when we get Brock and um the whole thing with where he attacked John Cena. I just want to see where we can see if Brock is going to either tease this is the end. We're coming close to the end. We're winding down to the end of the whole story of when it comes down to Brock and whoever it may be, who would be Brock's maybe last opponent. I was hoping that it could have been Gunther, because now Gunther's off. I know Gunther's coming to SmackDown, and I think Brock is really like a floater when it gets down to who may be next for Brock. So we'll have to see when it gets down to that. I'm gonna get to my next match before I bring my guest into here because I know she's coming late. Because we still got a lot of topics to talk about. I have, but we got also tonight. We got Tiffany and Jade. I hope it shows up. I don't know why it has a delay on there. There it goes. So we got Tiffany and Jade tonight. I don't know where this match is gonna go. I have a strong feeling Tiffany will hold on to this title, and I'm surprised she's not defending it at a PLE, but I'm happy she's defending it. I think she's like at 260 some odd days of being champ. So congratulations to her, but she hasn't been defending it that much. So there's that. But I just really want to know will how long they want to keep this title on Tiffany when we get down to who will be the person to defeat Tiffany. I know one time my co-host, Final Boss Baby, was like it could have been Nikki Bella. And now Nikki Bella's seeming like she's kind of, trying to do regular matches. Maybe they will probably circle around back to that match, and we'll see what goes on with that. And I see that they have announced that WWE has announced that there will be a open challenge for the United States title. So I guess Sami Zayn will be still going for that doing the United States Open that Final Boss Baby did not like. But back to Jade and Tiffany. I think Tiffany's going to hold this title to maybe Mania, but who she will drop it to, she might won't even drop it to Mania. They might let her hold this title for a very, very, very long time before we see her drop it. Who to, I do not know. Maybe they'll circle back around to Charlotte Flair. We'll have to see. Thanks, Reggie, for doing the space. Let me bring my co-host in here. What's going on, Final Boss Baby? I was just going over a couple things about the SmackDown, but how you doing? We're gonna get into a couple of the topics for the big news that came out today.
Big
I don't know.
news.
Yeah, I don't know if you got to see it. I want to ask you first before we start talking about it. Did you get to even see what the big news was that WWE did announce?
Well, did I watch the actual YouTube announcement? No, I did not. Do I know what happened? Yes, I do. Um,
Okay,
and
that's
I'm
all that
kind of
matters.
glad I did not watch it because I would have been disappointed. But yeah. But what did I miss? Because it looks like you've been on here and doing things. So what did I miss?
No, I was just basically talking about SmackDown until you came on before we started getting into a couple of topics about what we were going to get into tonight. Basically just discussing a little wrestling before we got into a couple of the talk it up topics of tonight and stuff. So since you didn't see it, we'll get into the topic of the big news, which was um, we're going into WrestleMania 43 is basically going to be in Saudi.
It's not basically
That
gonna
was the news. I
be. It
said
is
it
gonna
off
be.
back that
Not
was going to be.
basically. It it
No,
is
no, no.
gonna be.
No. Well,
Like
it is basically going to
you want
be
to give
in
it's no
Saudi, which
speculation.
we knew that
Speculation
that
is
was going to be the case.
gone.
Huh?
It's not speculation
I
anymore.
wouldn't
It's
say
confirmed
speculation. I
now.
mean, well,
You're not listening.
if that was
You're
the
not
case,
listening.
then I
You're not listening.
mean,
Um, but
I said that it was gonna happen.
yeah, yeah, we heard rumors, and now it's official. So speculation is out the door. It is official now. Which okay, shouts out to WWE for actually having the official announcement and hyping it up. I give them credit for that. Um, but what's crazy is that they're doing this so early, and we're not even at 42 yet. Like, we're not even close. We're not even at Royal Rumble just yet. We're only in September. So it's crazy how they already have announced it. And remember, the last time we had them announce something early, they changed the city and state and venue. So,
Well, no, we can't say that because, far as we know, remember, SummerSlam 2026 was announced at 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, and remember, so far it's still
yeah,
because they
yeah,
was owe them a
the
WrestleMania.
2 nights, yeah.
So far as we know, for as in the information we have got and the information we have received, that we know that this is going to be the PLE for Mania. I mean, the PLE for SummerSlam. Now we know that this is going to be PLE for Mania. Now there's no possible way this is going to get canceled. There's no way, because we know that they already probably paid the money. They already got the money into gave it to him. They probably gave it to him when they was up there, when he was up there announcing it, because you seen the Prince up there um with Triple H today,
But
and
wait a minute now. Remember to hold on, because remember, this year's WrestleMania, which will technically next year because it's 42, was announced for Louisiana a while ago. So you would think that they got the money for it, but that's not true. They were outbidded by Los Angeles. So you can't just assume that money is already touching hands. And remember, one time they were stuck. Well, technically 2 times, but that one big time when they were stuck overseas, it was holding up deals and money and all that stuff. So it might not want to say those words yet, because that does not mean money has touched hands.
if anybody outbid the Saudis, then hey, tell them to give us their number. Because I know, speaking of this, that a lot of people have not liked this move. I seen someone do a poll, and it's like, we're not feeling this right now. And I was like, this is crazy. So the response from it was not good from the IWC. But we did see, like, I wouldn't say an outrage, but people was not too happy with what had the announcement when it came down to Saudi and this announcement. I said this before they announced it yesterday when I spoke to you. I said, hey, they're going to announce that it's going to be Saudi, and WrestleMania 43 is going to be a Saudi. Off the back, I knew that, so I was like, it can't be nothing else but that. So it couldn't been um that what they were speaking of. So I mean, like you said, shouts out to them the way they announced it. It looks like this ESPN deal has made them really go into that far as I say, um kind of try to do it like it's a sort of a they try to do it like it was a boxing type of thing, Final Boss. I know you didn't see it, but they try to make it feel like a fight field. They had the Undertaker up there, they had Charlotte, they had Shawn Michaels,
Oh,
um
okay.
yeah, they had Liv Morgan. It seems like Liv Morgan's she was
Kind
moving
of like
arms. She looks like,
when they do the boxing like press conference
yes,
style.
but it was mostly, instead of it being one bosser, they had all of the superstars up there. And the thing I did like about it was they had Seth Rollins, they had like I say, Liv, they had Bianca. Bianca was up there talking. She was like, this will be a great event. They said this will change the platform of the world. So suspect they were saying the same thing now we got when we had the first Mania. And we all
Remember,
know how that first
remember.
Mania was this year.
Well, remember what they used to say when they was over there? Like, I think it was Jeddah. They were saying the progressive city. They kept saying that on commentary the whole time. I guess kind of the same thing that, where they're going, which granted they have, because the last time they were in Saudi, we didn't see them covered up. This time on the women's side, we didn't have to see them with the long sleeves. They were more more so in a more Western culture type of style, which is really, it is technically progressive, right? This is how far we've come. But are you surprised? Do you think this is a good move at this time? I mean,
Well, they've been dealing with Saudi for so long, so there's no surprise in there. The I think the big thing everyone says when they first announced it, and I know you know this song because it's from some fellow New Yorkers. We getting Arab money. I mean, it's the money. Um, I know there was reports coming out that Vince made his tickets family friendly, but TKO is not doing that. And I think TKO is realizing that these high prices we cannot afford. I'm not going to be surprised, Final Balls, that this year's Mania in Vegas will be the last one for the next 2 years. I think right after 43, they're going to go to London. I think, and then maybe 44, they'll come back. I think they're going to take a long time before they come back to the States to do Mania. One is because I feel like the reason why they're going to take that long is, one, we don't have the money. We're not spending the money. So that's why they're probably going to do that. Two is they're going to take so long because they want us to miss it. So when they come back, people will spend the money no matter what the price, because they're going to say, okay, Mania's back in the United States. Because most people, out of all the PLEs, Final Boss, and I want to get your take on it, is the most PLE people want to go to is either Mania or Rumble. And both of those, next year, Rumble's going to be in Saudi. And then the year after that, Mania is going to be in Saudi, which is going to be WrestleMania 43. But what's your thoughts on what I had just said?
So I understand your pitch about, hey, it's the whole supply and demand, right? Because remember, WWE wasn't always international. They were going to Canada here and there, but that was pretty much it at one time. So anytime they go over to places like London, those seats would sell out quick because you don't know when the next time they're going to show up. So I understand your perspective if they're doing more international and they don't really do the States anymore, that's supply and demand, which on paperwork, business wise, it makes sense that is a thing. You dwindle down the supply and then the demand increases, and then you can kind of make more of a business move from that. But the truth is that historically, the States has been their biggest fan base historically. They're loved all over. They're loved in Canada. They're loved in the UK. And they're loved globally. But this is their market. It's been their market for a long time, since they started. They just kind of branched out. So does supply and demand really work here? Maybe. But that doesn't mean that, hey, if we do 5 years globally, and they come to the States,
say that 5 times fast.
Is that person really going to? Is the consumer really wants to pay $30,000 for a mid type of seating on a mid type of SummerSlam or any type of PLE, including WrestleMania? The answer to that could be a yes, but more likely no, because it's not supply and demand where, hey, it's a cheeseburger was costing you $3, but it's a new cheeseburger, so now it's $6. Those are things people can do. Most people don't have 30K, 50K, 100K just at their disposal. I mean, when we start looking at 50K, 75K, 100K, that's looking at people's yearly salaries without taxes and other deductions. I mean, at this point, and that's not including things like your travel, and any other packages that you may want, concession stands and any of your expenses. That's if you go alone. Maybe it might include maybe 2 tickets, maybe you and one person. But if you have kids or anything like that, that's that's the life-changing money. That's more than cars now, right? Like those are down payments on homes. And yeah, we have things like credit cards and loans, but hey, if I'm going to go out and take out a 20K loan, put another 10 or 20K from my own money, and then I go and then the show is not worth 40K, you can't get a refund back for that. That's not how that works. This is not me going down to the Chanel store or the Gucci store and buying a purse and leaving the tag on and saying, don't really like it, love it, like it, don't love it. Let me go ahead and get a refund. These are tickets. Once you go, once the time has passed, it is gone. And even if you buy tickets and you don't go, well, you're selling it back at resale value. So you're not going to get that full money back. This is an investment. So it's not even like a car where, hey, some companies have that whole buyer's remorse. They give you 3 to 7 days to see if you want to really keep that car or switch out for something else, and there's limited penalty on it. This is not the same. Like once it's done, it is done. So really, is supply and demand really going to work in this case for tickets like that? I don't know. But the other side of that is like, hey, starting this WrestleMania, I'm already excited. This PLE, they're going to be on ESPN. This is a brand new deal. And hey, it's a little bit too late for us to kind of make moves on this year's WrestleMania because we're like a few months away now. Like we're in September, right? So once January comes around, February now, we'll say Rumble, and then we're ready for Mania. They have to kind of put their feet to the gas pedal and say, hey, ESPN, like, this is what we can offer you. This is why we were such a great deal, and kind of prove that to ESPN. And I think they told them with the notion that, hey, we don't really know too much about this year. We already had things and set up for this year because remember, we just heard about the ESPN deal just a few weeks ago. And here we are in September. So we're doing like really an end of a year type of transition, which can happen in most businesses, happens all the time. But hey, someone could pitch to ESPN, hey, we already had things kind of figured out for the year. Give us next year. Next year, we're really going to wow and oof you. So that will be their changes. As we know, Saudi Arabia is where they make, the most money when it comes to shows. It's a rarity. It's a rarity over there. So they're going to see some pretty good monetary out of it, which could be good a little bit, right? Because superstars will be able to maybe get negotiated contracts. Maybe it will help TKO with their financial struggles. Maybe, and I'm trying to be optimistic, right? I'm trying to look at the glass half full versus half empty. One can say, hey, they go to Saudi Arabia and then they have enough money to put them in a good space financially, and then they can lower the tickets down for the rest of the PLEs. Ideally, do I think it's going to happen?
No. I wish. I mean, I wish. Well, see, if we were living in a good world, I would wish that would happen. But we've seen they've been doing. Look at it. Look at the Netflix deal. Tickets were still high. ESPN deal. Tickets were still high. I'm pretty sure Saudi has already gave them the money, final balls. And that's not until 2043. So we're saying what, 2 years? because we still haven't made it to 42 yet. I think the tickets are going to still be high, and this is why I say maybe after this we might get London. Hell, 44 we'll get London. 45 we might get Australia because it seems like they're going there a lot. Because don't forget, Peru Crown Jewel that's usually in Saudi is usually in Saudi, but is in Australia. So I would not be surprised these next Manias will be overseas. One of their biggest, I mean, we growed up saying that WrestleMania, you heard it in the intro, was one of these big things. This big, it's their Super Bowl. It's like me, I'm a football person. If I have my favorite team go to the Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl is in Brazil, I'm feeling bad.
Hey,
I'm like,
I'm
well,
working
man,
on being a football person. I'm working on being a football person. I'm working
Oh,
on
okay.
being a
Are you?
football person.
How's that going
Yes.
for you?
I learned some stuff.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we all learn. I just feel like Funnaballs, this move, everyone knows, and I think Pat Man just said it, that it's all about the money. Let's just be real. It's about the money. When it gets down to it. When you look at
It's
it,
about money, but it's also about keeping that good business deal with ESPN.
but my thing
I
is
mean,
this, that's 43. I mean, they're gonna have to, I mean, only since we was like, and we talked about it, either I talked about it here on Talk It Up, or you talked about it, or direct Reg or Red, or even CJ, we have said on the show that we're pretty sure all these shows they've been doing, Raw and SmackDown, was good up to this past Raw. It was not that good, and I know you probably want to speak about that, but I feel like, yeah, they're gonna have to keep that up. Now, Triple H did say he wasn't there. Okay, cool, but you're gonna keep these PLEs and also shows interesting, engaging. You got to keep that up for 2 years. Now, they've showed us they can do it. They've showed us they can do it because they did it with the Bloodline story. I use the Bloodline story for example because that went on for almost 4 to almost 5 years. Well, we was engaged, interested. We wanted to know what happened next. People like me and you, when The Rock came in and he was face to face with the Roman, we was like, "What's about to happen?
that
Are we
was some
about to get
good
ready to get this
times.
match?"
Great
Exactly. So
times.
they're
Great
going to have to bring that back. They have to bring that feeling back. Now, I'm not saying you have to do it with Roman or Rock, but you have to do it with someone, Final Boss. We have to do this with someone.
But the
Especially
question is, who? Who?
you
Because
got Braun
remember,
Breaker. You still
we're
got Braun
losing.
Breaker.
Remember, we're losing Cena in a couple of months now, literally.
Okay, we're thinking of you're okay. This is the thing.
So who we're gonna have? I mean, I guess they'll still CM Punk will probably be still around. Of course, Seth Rollins will be
Maybe
around.
because that's like 2 years. Maybe he might be a part
No,
timer.
I think you're jumping the gun now because
You
think
think he's
about
still
it.
gonna be full time?
Well, no, you're saying 2 years, but really it's a year because we're already in September. We're towards the end of 2025 now. So really,
But we're still so far away from 42. We got a
it's
lot of
really a
time. We haven't
year.
even started building
It's a
42.
year. It's a year. Well, hold on now. Triple H, he does not start building up WrestleMania until Chamber. You know that. So you can't, gone are the days when we start doing stuff in November. Like that's gone, right? Like remember we started doing that with Rock and Roman and when Rock came out around October, November. Those days are gone. They don't start having WrestleMania rows until like Chamber. So just kind of remember that, and then that kind of move things real quickly in a couple of weeks, and then boom, we're at WrestleMania. So you got to kind of keep that in mind now, and like this is the new age of WWE. We don't really have that. Oh, it starts coming around right after the old WrestleMania, and the new season starts when WrestleMania ends. Well, technically, well, technically the Raw after WrestleMania is supposed to be like the restart of like a new season. Those days are kind of over. They don't start really building up stuff now until like Chamber time. So just kind of remember that.
Well, not that Rock. Well, if they was going to go, and we
Yeah,
talked about
but,
this, if they was going to build that Rock and Roman, that was a little early.
but that was 39. We're now at 42.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying like they're going to have to
things have
sort.
changed.
But I think my thing is this
Well,
with this Saudi announcement.
39, 40, but yeah.
I think with this Saudi announcement, I think they need to start doing those type of things again, where you're building it early. Yeah, you got to build it early because one, you're going to be. You got to think about it. These PLEs are now going to be on ESPN Final Balls. There's no more Peacock. There's more net. Well, I like the WWE Network, but there's no more WWE Network. They won't be on Netflix because that's what I thought they was going to be on. We'll see how it goes because we will be live streaming it next Saturday for the DWE watch party on my page and the other page. But I want to just see because, like I was telling everybody earlier before you came in, you caught a little bit of it. Is okay. We still got Brock. He's going to have to come out and say something tonight because next week is that match. You got AJ Lee, you got Punk, and you got Seth Rollins and Becky. You got so many matches coming going along that you're going to have to start building this. Not saying they have not been, but you're going to have to engage me and keep me interested in how they're doing because Final Balls, they're going to go head to head with AEW.
Here's the thing, though, is that this is us looking at it from an American audience. When they start going to places like Saudi, those a lot of the higher powers over there, they're more into old school wrestling. They want to see the nostalgic acts. They're not going to be engaged into the storyline. They look at it as like, hey, it's a great event for our city, for our country. You know, we're here. This is a great opportunity. Everybody, let's come out. And then also the higher power ones want to see the guys that they remember, you know, the big shows and everything, you know, the Goldbergs, you know.
Oh Lord.
You know,
we'll see a Goldberg and Saudi, but I'm gonna get to that too as we talk about this Saudi thing because they was announcing a lot of people who may be showing up.
Oh, okay.
For as far as legends and stuff.
Okay, yeah, like let's definitely get into that. And I'll kind of let you lead that, but you know, yeah, that's the key part is that hey, they don't have to engage that audience like they do us. They don't really care about the storylines. We do. We like the idea of seeing great athletes inside of a soap opera style of program. That's what it is. It's storylines and great athletes, and therefore that's professional wrestling. They're into that nostalgia, which WWE really they have already taken. It's kind of taken a soft blow on that the last year because look at who we have. Oh man, I still sound sick. You know, look at who we have now. We got the return of my girl. You know, Nikki Bella.
Oh, okay, Nikki.
Nikki. You don't remember back when we was doing the losers?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? All right, I'll send you.
Yeah, I remember someone doing it, but I don't remember it being Nikki.
It was the Bella Twins at that time. Like they were together and they were doing the loser thing.
Why am I thinking it was and they're on TNA now? Why was thinking it was what's the girl's name? The tag team?
Man, she was literally doing this and doing her spin at that time.
It was. I remember someone doing it, but I don't know why.
I mean, it might have been a second thing, but that was definitely a Brie Bella thing. Okay. Brie and Nikki thing. But it was a time ago, so it might be.
Yeah, I remember.
Kind of buried
deep some time
in the head. But don't worry, I'll put some gifs out of that. But yeah, you know, but we had the returns of people like Nikki Bella, who is a legend, right? We have Charlotte, legend. We have, of course, Becky Lynch, legend. We have CM Punk, you know, legend. Well, we can't count John Cena because John Cena. Well, okay, let's say John Cena. He's still here. You know, John Cena. You know, legend. Brock Lesnar, really, to be honest, kind of legend now. He's been around for a long time. So that's kind of the era they're in now. They got all these people, coming back. We're hearing rumors about Paige possibly coming back as well. We're hearing rumors about Brie, the other half of the Bella Twins, possibly coming around as well. Now we thought she was gonna come, a while ago, but she hasn't yet. So maybe that's in the future. I don't know. We hope. But this is what we're seeing now, because we saw Goldberg. Now it's a retirement match, but again, these are the legends that are coming around now. So we're really kind of seeing that. There's rumors going around about Wade Barrett might be doing a match or something like that. Which again, legend, Nexus member. That was how many years ago? Long time ago. So that's kind of the era of where we're at right now. These are literally legends that you see appearing and coming back. The ones that physically can. Of course, we know a lot of them can't do it. Like Goldberg, it was really tough for him to get in that ring shape to do his last match. So as much as I like the guy, I don't think he can do it again. Well, he may, but I think the chances are pretty low. Of course, Triple H, who had to retire because he has cardiac problems. So, those are people that can't physically do it. But the ones that are physically able to do it, are kind of coming around. And that's the era that we're in. And that's the perfect era for who? For a place like Saudi that loves nostalgic acts. We said that we were in the, what do they call it? Like the mainstream era.
That's what I was saying. I thought the name was going to be, because it seems like that's what we are.
Well, we tapped in it because we had, Travis Scott, we had Cardi B around, we had Jelly Roll, and now we're seeing like Post Malone kind of dabbling there. So maybe that might be a thing. I don't know. I think just did this to watch the show, but they kind of show them afterwards. So being wrestlers, so we don't know. The future is what the whole, and of course, Logan Paul, who's a regular, but he initially was, media presence. So social media presence. So we kind of pushed from that. And like now we're more so in this returning phase. And that's the perfect time to go to a place like Saudi Arabia that likes nostalgic acts. That's more so up their alley. Now, of course, are we going to see Paul White back in WWE, also formerly known as Big Show? Probably not. But if he was to come back, would he get a pop? Probably. But that pop will be a lot bigger in a place like Saudi Arabia. Undertaker, he comes around here and there. Last time we saw him was really when he came out with Rhea Ripley. Remember, it was like one badass to another. And we were like, that's kind of that's good to see him, but they really go crazy for him? No, because, we're used to kind of seeing him, show up here and there and do the whole American badass gimmick. So we're not jumping off the seats. We're not doing the whole, you gotta face the Undertaker and we just go crazy, right? Like that, them days are kind of over. But if Undertaker just came out on his bike in Saudi Arabia, they'll go nuts for something like that we take for granted. So Goldberg, most people besides me and that very small minority of people wasn't too happy to see Goldberg back. Now he got a pop, but a lot of them weren't happy to see him back for a lot of different reasons. And we're not talking about those reasons because of negativity. But that, and also the fact that they thought, hey, I don't know if this guy can really do a match. We've seen how his last few matches have went. Not the best. But he go over a place like Saudi Arabia, they might go off the chain bonkers. They'll probably want to see someone like Goldberg be champion, someone that they recognize, not saying Goldberg himself, this is an example, but someone that they recognize from the past, not so much the present of being there. That's the nostalgic pop. So I think right now, because of where they at, kind of in that realm of having legends return and future legends kind of still at the tail end of their career. I think if they don't do it now, then they're going to miss out the opportunity, because right now is the time for them to take that and go with it to a place like Saudi that actually likes that nostalgic type of acts. I'm gonna let you talk about. I think you say you talk about Goldberg and some returns, and I'm gonna go blow my nose, and I'm gonna have you start that conversation.
Okay. I guess Reggie was saying that it was Nikki Bella and them who did do it. So I don't remember. I just it sounds familiar. I'm familiar of it. I'm gonna read a couple comments. We got one for another one from Reggie. He said, I'm a Goldberg fan as well, but no, we do not need to see him in the ring again. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Reggie. I mean, Goldberg, he's a legend, but oh yeah, I can see them doing that, Reggie. Reggie said, watch, they're going to probably do Post Malone, Jelly Roll, and they're going to be in a tag team
I'm
and
sorry.
do a tag
What
team
y'all
match.
say about Goldberg while I was gone? Huh?
Oh Lord, nobody don't want to see Goldberg is done. He's done. He's done.
Well, honestly, I'm still working on things over here. Um, but honestly, when it comes to someone like Goldberg, his last match, he looked good. It was probably one of his best matches he's had in the last 5 matches that he's had. To be honest with you, it was actually his longest match in like years, right? Um, well, yeah, it was actually like no, it really was his longest match in years. But the thing is that because the fallout after his retirement and how things went, he wasn't too happy. So even though I know he could probably do another match, I don't think it'll be long like that one. And if it did, it'll be similar to like what we saw with him and Gunther. But I don't think he's gonna be wanting to come back. I think things have kind of soured over there with him WWE. So I'll be surprised. But I know that a lot of people like me will love to see him back and love to see him kind of run back him and Gunther again. And really would love to see possibly him versus Seth Rollins for the championship. I think that would be a great thing. I think we'll love to see it. We'll love to see him have a whole 1 year reign of him being your champion.
Yeah, and I was just going to plug this in. Fightful just posted that WWE has not yet approached Stone Cold and The Rock to be at WrestleMania 43. So they have not been approached yet. So, but they probably will be working on it because and the reason why we're talking about this Saudi news, if anybody's just tuning in, for the new viewers or people who are coming in, is that I don't feel, I mean, it's a big thing, but the reason why I feel like it's a big thing because I feel like maybe we're entering into a era where Mania won't be in the United States no more. One, we don't have the money. We seen how much they charged it for this year Mania. I can only imagine what Nation Mania is going to be. So they basically told me that The Rock is not going to be at WrestleMania 42. So thank y'all very much for telling me that. That's number one. So thank you.
So are you saying instead of him being at this year's, I call it this year, really, it's next year's WrestleMania in Vegas, you think he's going to be going to Saudi instead?
That's the part about it. Only way I can see them doing that, Final Balls, is if they say, Rock, we will double the money that you got for the WrestleMania 40 to get you to come to Saudi, and Rock will maybe do it. They can't just pay him normal what he got for that man. Maybe if they say, hey, we'll double it, because there is we'll say speculations or word going around that they want to do a triple threat match, which God, I hope they don't do this, is they want to do Rock, Roman, and Cody in a triple threat. And God, I don't want that to happen. Because me and you was always saying we don't know when the Rock's last match is gonna be.
Where did you hear this at? I did not hear anything about there being like a triple threat.
Yeah, somebody in our crew was like, they might do Rock, Roman, and Cody. I don't know what they said.
Well,
Reggie
would that
said
be
because Reggie was one
Rock's
that said
last
he seen it.
match, or would it be just something that he's going to do as
Well,
part of a trilogy?
this is the thing, and the way it's going, because I know damn well, unless in the Rock is like, well, forget it. They're not going to give me Rock and Roman 1-on-1. Let me do Roman next year and maybe do another match because he did say he might don't be done. He'll probably do a few matches here and there because the guy does love it. It's like, you do get that itch every now and then, especially when you're around it. You're going to get back into it. So I think my thing is that how are you going to do that? How we're going to get there if you want him to do more than one match? Remember, he only did one match that Mania. He did appear both nights though. You know, we could say he got a little physical because he did take a choke slam from Undertaker. So I mean, there's that. But other than that, I don't see how other way they will go about doing when it comes to getting the Rock there. I don't think he will find a boss. But we also said that about Punk, and look what happened.
I mean, that's true. But to be fair, when it came to Punk, before Punk came back to WWE, he was in AEW for about 6 months. So it wasn't like his return to AEW was huge because he hasn't been in wrestling. He did some UFC stuff and did some other things, but he wasn't really doing wrestling. And there was things that came out saying he was done with professional wrestling, et cetera, et cetera. He was also done with UFC, et cetera, et cetera. So when he came to AEW, which, we kind of got wind that he was going to come, and he showed up. We're looking at a man who hadn't professionally wrestled in a long time. By the time WWE had grabbed him, he was already in AEW for a few months. Things went sour, with Perry and everything, and Tony Khan, and then we know the story. But he already came from wrestling there, so that's a little bit different versus someone who we don't see actively wrestling to kind of do a full return back. So it's a little bit different. So we can't just kind of compare Punk's status because he was already in AEW for about six or so months to someone like Rock, who hasn't had a long-term wrestling type of build up or event in years. The last longest build he had was, of course, the tease of him and Roman, which ended up switching over to Cody and everything. But before that, I mean, it had been years. He was just kind of popping up, doing your here's and there's, doing little segments, things like that. And before that, the last time was when they had the twice in a lifetime was him and Cena. So we hadn't seen that long build from him in a long time. We have not had even a part-time run out of him, really, to be honest with you. Because even when he came back, to do the whole Cena thing, he wasn't having no matches like that. He wasn't coming out on Raws and SmackDowns and having matches. It was just built up to be a kind of once in a lifetime match, and then they did again the year after that. So it's a little bit different than someone like CM Punk. So
Now I know you were saying earlier today in the stream, you was talking about Paige, and I wanted to just touch on it before we get some more topics. Paige was saying something about she's been heavily talking about getting back into WWE. Would you like to see a Paige back in WWE? Now we got AJ Lee because we know the history of AJ Lee and Paige. Do you think we will see a Paige back in WWE, or do you think that they're just teasing it and it's just not going to get done at all, Final Boss? What's your thoughts?
Man, the way WWE was going, I don't think you can put anything behind them anymore. Because look at where we're at now. We heard about Nikki Bella, she's back. We heard about Charlotte Flair, she's back. We heard about Alexa Bliss, she's back. We heard about Punk, he's back. So I think at this time when they're saying someone is probably going to come, when we're kind of hearing those mumbles, I think eventually with the track record now is that yes, they will come. And we've heard about Paige for it's been almost a year now about her coming over right around September, October, November time that's what we was hearing that since last year. No, I'm excited to see her. Oh, of course. Oh, and by the way, I missed a big one, AJ Lee. We heard about her coming back, and she did come back. Am I excited to see someone like Paige? Yes, but at this time, we have so many returns. Someone's going to get lost in the shadow because we just got back AJ Lee. And to have someone like Paige come back, okay, are we going to be highlighting more Paige or highlighting more AJ Lee? That's kind of
both. Why not both? We can. I mean, they got such a great history. Why we can't?
I mean, yeah, but someone's going to have to take that back seat. You can only have that match. You can only have that match between them probably like one time where they showcase them both.
Well, you're not bringing Paige back to just take on AJ Lee, and I'm pretty sure they didn't bring AJ Lee back to face Nikki Bella.
Right,
but you got a lot. You said it perfectly when you was last time on Talk It Up. Some of these new girls, and that's why I was saying I want them to take on the vets because they used to do it back in the day. How you think we got that Diva Revolution? I don't know if you remember. Remember when they first came out? You had Charlotte, Becky, now known as Mercedes Moné, but back then she was Sasha Banks. Who else was with them? I think you had some more. They was in NXT, but they came up, and they was taking on
the Four Horsewomen.
Yeah. They was taking on the. Remember they was battling the old girls that was
right. There. But here's the thing though, is that yes, that was the whole point. It's not going to be a one-off for someone like AJ Lee. We heard about a multi-year deal. If you're saying that Paige is not going to be a one-off, it's going to be probably either a nice run or a multi-year deal, ideally. I mean, how are we going to balance that? Because if you have AJ Lee, let's say she continues this whole story where she's doing things, with Becky and, Vision and all this type of dissension over there, that's a story. So where do you put Paige? If you put Paige in a different story somewhere else, we kind of have two stories to focus back on. So which one is going to get the more attention? Because right now they're so focused on trying to get the Vision to be something. Where they're going to put Paige at. You have already seen that now with Charlotte. Yeah, she's having a great time. She's doing well with Bliss. But when she comes out, I mean, you're not going crazy over Charlotte anymore. I mean, that's just done. That's just reality. Dumb days of us going absolutely nuts because Charlotte was there and then everything.
Well, I think that gets like that with everyone because
it kind of felt
when Punk came back. We was excited for a minute, then it kind of died down.
But he still feels like a big deal because he's still.
You don't think Charlotte? I love this story, and since SmackDown is tonight, I love the story with Charlotte and Alexa. It's just the thing about it. I kind of do forget they have the tag team titles, but they do have a lot of opponents. They do create more people trying to come.
I'm not saying that she's not. It's not good. It was one of the best. Well, it is the best thing she's done since she returned. To be honest, but the whole thing is like we're not making a podcast to talk about someone like a Charlotte and damn Alexa Bliss match. Like let's just call it like what it is because it's not. It's taking a back burner because
now you're saying like if they was facing someone. That's what you're saying,
right? And we're not hearing too much about that story. It doesn't even hold the same caliber for them. Like how versus when we had the whole who pushed Jade. That was a bigger story of buzz and Oz than what they're doing over here. Like, let's just call it what it is.
But I think this is the thing, Final Boss, is Alexa and Charlotte, you can make them face someone where I'm gonna be like, oh man, this is probably gonna be a crazy match. I can name maybe um AJ Lee and Roxanne if you wanted to team them up. Nikki Bella and maybe AJ Lee if you wanted to team them up. Um, if you wanted to do Jay and maybe say for instance they wanted to bring Lash up, because I was hearing rumors that Lash will be coming up to the main roster soon, and maybe you might want to team her up with someone. It might won't be Jay, it could be Bianca, maybe, or maybe a returning Naomi. If you wanted to do that, you can, like I say, it will create a lot of people where you can get a lot of people to go after them if you wanted to go for these tag team titles. That's what I feel. I feel like we know the tag team titles are there and we don't know they're there. That's just my thoughts.
I feel like now we're in a place where we're not so focused on the titles for the women's side. We're more focused on the stars themselves, which is great. I mean, we always heard that that saying, you know, the title doesn't make the man makes the title. But that's pretty much kind of where we're at for the women's side, where, hey, you know, they're teasing AJ Lee with the Intercontinental Women's title.
And it looks beautiful.
And while yeah, it does look pretty cool on her, because remember, those titles are new. It wasn't around when she was around. All it had was the butterfly title when she was around, which even now is a step up. Yep, butterfly title.
Come on now, you can't. Now hold on, you didn't like the Divas title?
Oh no, I did. I thought it was cute because I like pretty things. But that's what they were calling it. That's what stars were calling it. They're calling it the blood. That was part of that promo. I did not know that. That was part of that promo for the Women's Evolution. Was like, no more butterfly title. That was part of that whole transition. But yeah, it looks good on her because that title didn't exist back when, you know, during her era of wrestling. But I mean, we're talking more so about AJ appearing and being part of something versus, okay, well, I want to see her go for a title. We want to see her come out and have matches. This is kind of, you know, where we're at. We don't really want to see, well, who's going to go for, you know, the women's title, you know, when Liv comes back. When Liv comes back, we want to see how she's going to do things, since she's been gone for so long now, which we saw appearance by her today for the announcement. That's kind of where we are right now, which is kind of a good thing because, hey, people are invested in the actual wrestlers themselves and not just the titles, and people can say, you know, props, but really they're not props. They are the goal of wrestling, but we're more focused on the women themselves and having their matches and seeing them also do their promos and backstage segments, you know, as well. So that's kind of where we are. So with that being said, I mean, when it comes to someone like Paige, I can see her getting a pop because she's been gone for so long. And again, I feel like people are more interested in seeing the wrestlers come out, so she can come out and say it's her house again, and people will love it. But I don't think it's a good time to do it just yet because we just got AJ Lee back. I think we're swelling it a little bit. Now they can do great things together. I mean, why not? But I just think that it's too much at one time. Now, with this whole Saudi deal, I mean, are they going to be bringing a lot of people from the past back? Maybe.
Heck yeah, you know they are. It's Saudi.
But this is women. What about men? What men are we going to get back?
Well, from what I understand, Undertaker, they won't start.
The Undertaker. Wait, hold on. He gonna have a match?
Man, somebody tell the King that Undertaker don't fight. I mean, well, hold up now. We did see Stone Cold go against Kevin Owens. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
My thing, we seen The Rock
But
go,
he's
and The
better
Rock
now
had a
because
pretty good
remember,
match now. But Taker, I
Stone
don't know.
Cold is in a better place now because he had that double knee surgery.
Yeah. So
So
we can't say,
I'm gonna say
what would
something,
happen.
and it's a little bit controversial, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a theory out there. So we know that Hulk Hogan passed away very recently. We know the person behind Hulk Hogan, which is Terry, was not the best person. But before we knew that, before that was exposed, he made a presence in wrestling. Before that was exposed, of course, because how would we know? Now, he came out, his last appearance, he came out with Jimmy Hart, got famously blew out the arena over there in California. Now, when he came out, he looked the same. Now, granted, it's kind of hard to tell because he always wore the shades and the bandana, so it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of like masking behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he looked like Hogan. I mean, Hogan looked like Hogan before even he was young. Looked like Hogan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it looked the same. I mean, that's what it is. Which I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just what it is. Now, remember the whole thing that's going on now is that they're saying that he died. Well, we know why he died. It was cardiac arrest, but they were saying it was complications due to a neck surgery. And we talked about how, well, maybe he wanted his neck surgery because he wanted to get back in ring because we were starting to see him come around. At one time, it was speculated he was going to be at a Saturday Night Main Event, but that was before he got booed. And then he said he had to do some family obligations, but they had teased it before. What if they had already knew way back then they were going to sign ESPN? What if back then they had already had rumblings that they were going to do something in Saudi Arabia? He was trying to get in ring shape for this upcoming, for that.
Well, I thought he was going to get ready for the because remember the Royal Rumble's there too now, Final Ball. So I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was my whole thoughts on it. I thought he was going to do it because of Rumble. So that's why I thought he was trying to get back ready for it. But if that's the case, I mean, yeah, but I mean, these guys, I mean, all due respect, we growed up off of them. We watched them for so long. They've done great things. But I feel like their time has passed. No disrespect, but will that make WrestleMania 43 be a great PLE? I don't think so because we seen Undertaker Goldberg. We knew how that went.
I mean, when Taker came out, when we thought we were getting Goldberg, not Goldberg. We thought we were getting Stone Cold, but we got Undertaker. People did pop. We later looked at him and was like, "Oh, well, this is not the Dead Man. This is just Mark Calloway coming out here with a beanie on." But people did pop, and I feel like they will get that pop. Now, match-wise, I don't know if they can physically do it, but I do know, well, we know that Undertaker had that hip surgery, and that he said that it was the best thing that he ever did, was getting that hip surgery. He said he don't know why he put it off for so long, which we know why, because that's an invasive type of surgery. Anything that comes to back surgery, hips, knees, necks, those are evasive surgeries. Right, it's a gamble. It's either you come out better than what you was, or you come out way worse than what you were. And sometimes, like in Hogan's situation, you perish from it. But could they do it? Maybe. Is it going to be a long match? Probably no. But remember, Saudi Arabia was the same place we saw the Brothers of Destruction return. We saw DX return. Right? We saw Goldberg return. So that's where the magic really happens. Now, granted, none of those matches I mentioned were great matches. I just want to go ahead and put it out there. But the whole point is that we got to see acts that we would have never thought we would ever see wrestle again. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if even Shawn Michaels might do something, man.
Well, he did come out, so I wouldn't be surprised if
Because
we see him.
remember, he was open to do more things if that
And
match
have
would
you
have
seen
went
a later
great.
picture of him? He looks like he's back in shape, Final Boss.
Really.
Man, I seen
The
a picture.
last time
Somebody posted.
I haven't seen him in a while since he did like a super kick
Man,
on
somebody
somebody.
posted a picture of him. He was doing push-ups, and I was like, "God,
Oh,
Sean!"
oh,
It's like he
oh
looks
boy.
bigger than he was back in the day. I'm like, "God,
Yeah.
dog,
Well,
what you doing, man?"
really? Okay, I
So
have to look it up.
it was someone posted it. Let's go through a few comments. We have a lot. Greg was asking, do you think Paige was the one who would be getting lost in the shuffle? If she came back, I guess that's what he was asking. Would Paige be the one, or was it be
I
AJ Lee
mean,
get lost in the shuffle?
here's the thing about the gimmicks of this whole rocker thing like Paige. So we have seen that gimmick kind of be rinsed and reused a lot. Now, for Paige, it worked really well. For Rhea, I think it worked really well. Even for Ruby Soho, it worked really well. But the problem is that we have seen it so many times. You know, we've seen it with the late great Ashley. We've seen it with Rhea. We've seen it with Ruby Soho. We see it also with AJ Lee. Now, yes, we remember AJ Lee now for being lighted up and crazy as a superpower. But remember, before that, it was the girl next door. She was the girl you going to play video games with. It was more kind of like a edgy girl because she had on like the Chuck Taylors, known as Converse, and kind of she had that same kind of like edgy look to her. And then we still have Rhea, even though she's a little bit different, she's on that mommy side, but still kind of has that dark look to her. She's not, of course, doing things with what do you call that group again? That's been around forever. I can't not.
You talking about
The Judgment Day. Even though she's not doing stuff with them anymore, she still has that same look to her. So bringing Paige in with that look again, I mean, I don't know. I feel like as far as who gets lost, man, I feel like the best thing to do with Paige and with AJ Lee is to make sure that they both shine, is to put them on separate brands. Have Paige go back to SmackDown, keep AJ on Raw, and I think that will be the best use of them. Once they have their encounters, though, because they got to have the match and have that whole rivalry. But once they do, if they are doing long-term type of runs, put each one on a separate brand. I think that's the key, and I think really right now SmackDown needs it. But do you feel the same, or do you feel the opposite?
Well, I feel like the girls, because they used to do this back in the day with the guys when it came to legends. But you still had your young people shining. It's all about, I think, in what you're saying is something sort of I've been preaching. The way you book the show, the way you tell a story. I feel, and I think that's where they're going to have to do if they did bring a Paige back. Now, I did like her as a general manager. That was her and your wife, Sonya Deville, was maybe my two favorite female GMs. Now, I do like Ava and I do like Stephanie McMahon. No downplay on those two ladies too, because they were great too. But I love Deville and I love Paige when they was the
I like
GMs.
Paige
I really did.
as a GM too.
Yeah, me
I
too.
did.
I loved
Mm-hmm.
it. So
It was good.
I feel like it's all about the way you book her. I don't think she's going to do long. We're hearing that AJ Lee has a multi-million dollar deal, so I don't know if that's 4 years final balls. I don't know if
Okay.
it's 5 years final
Okay.
balls.
Is it a multi-year deal or a multi-million
multi-year deal. You know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. I thought you had more
I'm thinking
information.
about sports. You
You got a
gotta forgive me. You
multi-million-dollar
gotta
deal.
forgive me. Sometimes the sports
Yeah.
come out every now and then.
Oh,
Final ball.
hold on.
I watch
CJ said
sports, so
2-year
forgive me.
deal. Wow.
You think it's
Well,
just a 2-year deal?
CJ said, EVP said, the Golden Boy. CJ said that it's a 2-year deal, which they really are. If they said multi-year deal,
See,
okay,
you don't
well,
sound like me.
multi means more than one. So to give a 2, man, they're just playing on words at this point, man. Come on. Come on. That's like
Oh
saying,
man,
hey, I'm gonna do a couple years and I do 2. But that's
yeah,
exactly what it is. It's 2.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm done.
Let's go to our next comment. It said, "How you guys feel about black wrestlers getting shine on the main roster? Do you think it will be a draw, or do you think it's just politics involved in it?" That's from ZD23. That said that comment. I'm gonna go first. We seen, if you're just talking about basically all around, because I love talking about all wrestling, just not WWE, even though that's what we cover. We've seen the Hurt Syndicate get their shine, and they have done great. They're over. We've seen people like Moose. Oh my God, I love music. Music. One of our great friends, AJ Francis. Um, The Rock. We seen Farouk get some good shine. People don't know Delon Dovey. I'm Delon Dovey. D'Lo Brown, my bad. D'Lo Brown, my bad. I got tongue tied there because he just got down. He's in the game now. I don't know why I butchered that name, but I'm sorry. D'Lo Brown. I love D'Lo Brown. To be honest with you, I love D'Lo Brown. So guys like that, I feel like a Montez Ford can be a great main roster star. We seen before the New Day what they're doing with the New Day now. They were great, even though there was a tag team. We Big before he got hurt, he was on the rise of being one of those main stars. So there's so many stars that you can make, but once again, like I said, for Paige, you have to build that story. What's your thoughts, Final Boss? And we'll go to our next comment.
All right. Well, I have the Labubu here. Say hi. Say
Is
hi,
that a
Lois.
Labubu?
Yes, Labubu. But yes,
geez.
as far as the black wrestlers thing, I mean, I think that's a topic that's been on the table for years now. And I think a good example of that everyone knows is Cedric Alexander. I feel like he got lost in the sauce. Remember he had the whole Nigerian gimmick. I felt that was a bit more on the culture side. I don't think that
No,
should
that
have
was
been a
Apollo
thing.
Crews. That was Apollo Crews.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was
Apollo. That was Apollo Crews.
Apollo
Now.
Crews. Yeah,
Apollo Crews.
Okay,
Now I don't even know where he's at. I still be forgetting he's working for WWE.
Yeah, I
Is
think
he
he's still
there,
signed.
or did they
Yeah,
release
I
him?
think Apollo is still there. But
Okay.
at one time they pushed him, they kind of pulled back. Of course, we had the New Day, and the New Day when everyone was healthy, like Big E, they were main stars, but granted, they were more on the comedy act side. But it can't down that because they got over more with the comedy side. They did the initial the original idea was when it was like more like a church pastor gimmick. I remember that when that first came out. Of course, the Street Profits, of course, they were, for me, they were bigger when they were in NXT with the solo cups. But they're still technically main type of guys on the tag team side. Carmelo Hayes, he was supposed to be the next big thing, and he came to the main roster, and then they kind of downed him when they put him with the Miz, and now they're kind of working on things with him once again. So that's kind of another example. We have Trick Williams. Man, he can trick on me. But he was also kind of set to be the next big thing, and he is doing his thing, but they kind of pushed him on the TNA side, and we're like, I thought he was going to be coming more to WWE main roster side. So
I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to Trick, he's one of the pieces that I feel like TNA has got more shine. even though Francis have two, you got Moose, but I feel like with putting the title on him for a while, it has gave that TNA feeling a little bit more.
Story time.
Uh-oh.
Miami didn't know how long Moose been in TNA. I'm like,
I
no.
didn't. I did
Moose
not
has been
know. I was
around
like,
since
he doesn't
Dixie
look that
Carter
old to
days.
me.
He was
Shouts
coming
out
out
to
and
you,
doing
Moose.
and doing the Moose
I love that. Hey, Moose, we
years
can have
ago.
you on
That
Talking
is
Up any
over
time.
a decade years. That's over
Man,
decade
I
old.
love that. I love
Moose.
that. I love it was
And I
one
want
intro he
you
did
to
when he
know
came out on a
how
tear.
long. I want you to know how long he's been on there. He's been on there so long that yes, he was winning championships, but one of his biggest storylines was him and Cody. That was one of his biggest storylines was him and Cody. That was back when Cody was there because the whole storyline was Cody had got injured, and Moose was chasing around the championship, and then Brandy was coming out there with him and helping and kind of being more like kind of a manager with Moose while Cody was out injured. And then when Cody came back, he was upset that she was hanging around Moose. That is how long Moose has been part of TNA, Dixie Carter era. So yeah, Moose been around for a long time, and I think he's actually towards the end of his career. As far as I heard, he was about to head on to retire, and then in the near future was what the rumors that I had read. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and that I did too. I read the same thing. Man, we got
yeah.
some they going crazy in the comments. You had EVP saying CJ saying that Shawn Michaels will be at WrestleMania. He will have a match at WrestleMania 43, which I would not be surprised. And you had Z and
Well, hold on. I
Greg said,
mean,
man, that man too old to be having a match,
you
man.
think so? Do you think
I
it's
don't know.
how old? Shawn
Man,
Michaels like what,
last
48?
time we seen Shawn Michaels, he was teaming up with Triple H, and that didn't go too good, man.
Yeah, it didn't go good.
That
My
didn't go
whole
too
thing
good.
is that okay.
As
Do
much as
you think?
I love Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels I love that music. I would
But
love to
that
hear. I love when you just come out. Just let them come out to the music. And that's it, and turn back
well,
around.
he do that now. But I mean, the whole thing is that again with someone like Shawn Michaels, yeah, we saw him do the match with Saudi Arabia, with you know um, Triple H and the versus Kane and Taker, but DS versus the Brother of Destruction. But he hadn't had a match since the Undertaker.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
Well, a
also
decent
the
match
thing.
now. You want to say decent match now? Let's say
Yeah.
decent match.
Yeah, so he hadn't had a match, so that's that ring rust. So it's tough. Like someone like that, they were to go ahead and do a return, they'll have to do extensive type of preparation. Which, granted, they have the time. Okay, we're only in September. We're not going to see WrestleMania until that Mania until next year. Well, technically, the year after next, technically on paper. So I mean, you got some time to get in that ring shape. Right?
Look, CJ said the same thing. I said they finna try to break the bank to get the Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, and The Rock. Cause the Prince,
Well,
this is my thing,
well,
guys. Cause
well,
we
well.
got a lot of people in here.
Remember
Does the Prince
the
know that these guys don't wrestle no more?
remember is that it came out that the reason why we got Taker instead of Stone Cold because they couldn't reach an agreement money wise, and all they wanted was to have Stone Cold come out and do a stunner.
Yeah, to
And
The
they
Rock.
still couldn't pay enough of that to well, he didn't find it was enough money to come out there. So they want that man to have a match. Oh, that is Saudi Arabia type money. That money might be the
Man,
whole budget. It might be the whole budget.
man,
It might not be enough money in the budget for someone like Undertaker or Shawn Michaels. They're gonna go to Stone Cold.
man, y'all wild, man.
Okay,
Oh
you'll see
man.
it. You'll know because if he has that match, and then when they're coming back to the States and their
Oh, I
SmackDown tickets
believe you.
be
Oh,
50
I believe you.
grand for front row at regular SmackDown, you're gonna know why. Because
Jesus
hey,
Christ.
they don't pay all that Saudi Arabia money to Stone Cold. You'll know because they're gonna say, "Oh, it's time for us to do some releases again." They'll let go about 15% of the rosters because hey, they done wasted that money. So
Yeah.
Yep. And
Oh.
and Z said, yeah, Austin's gonna bankrupt it. Which, okay, we wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for that Mania, because we found that out later on. Like, yeah, he wasn't coming because they couldn't reach.
Oh, really? I didn't know this. I didn't know that.
What?
I didn't hear that.
Oh
Really, that
yeah. So
Stone
he
Cold was
came
gonna back. I
out.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so he came out and he said that, they couldn't reach a deal financially for him to come out during WrestleMania. That's why Taker came out. They called in that favor last minute, but it was supposed to be Stone Cold. That's why we saw all of those Easter eggs of the truck with Stone Cold in it, because it's supposed to be Stone Cold.
Yeah.
But
I remember that.
the reason why he didn't come was because they couldn't reach a deal monetary. Like, he came out and said that, like, hey, we couldn't reach a deal financially. And that's ultimately what happened. That's why I didn't show up.
Yeah.
So, and again, that was to have him come out on the grandest stage of them all, not even do a promo, just to come out and do a stunner. And he wanted that kind of money. But granted, I mean, it's freaking Stone Cold. It's 316. That man is a legend. So,
yeah. Final boss, me and CJ talked about Raw, but I want to get your thoughts about how you felt about Raw, because the audience didn't get the chance to hear your thoughts about Raw. The floor is yours here on Talk It Up Wrestling. What was your feelings about Raw? And if you want to go deep down into some things about Raw, you have the floor, the CFO.
Okay, well, you're not really giving me a rundown of it, but yeah, I thought Raw.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you watched it.
I mean, I gotta go to the bathroom, so. But anyway,
Lord.
I do.
Only on Talk It Up, y'all. Only on Talk It Up.
Hey, it is.
Well, just give your thoughts of what you remember. Just hit some highlights.
This is what happens.
And I'll get into some more
we do Talk It Up and not DWE, the radio, not a fucking radio. You get more of a Raw thing. No pun intended. But yeah, I thought Raw was pretty watchable. Of course, it wasn't what SmackDown was.
No.
But I feel like my highlights for me is I love seeing Nikki come out and do her thing. I guess they're gonna put Nikki with Rhea. Which I didn't think that was gonna be a thing, but you know what? Think about it. Okay, we have Nikki and Rhea. Well, currently we have Charlotte and Bliss, so that's kind of where we are.
Yeah, you had those groups that's like crazy.
Yeah, they had those Franken teams. So I mean, I guess that's okay. I thought the segment, and I did put this out there for Kicking Out at 2. They have a really good podcast. Make sure you check them out. They do great content over there. But I did put in their comments when they went on live, like, hey, I wasn't a big fan of the segment. I know Kicking Out at 2, their host and co-host, they like the segment, but I thought it didn't hit the same caliber. I feel like, okay, we got AJ Lee come back on SmackDown. It was big. It was huge. It was the biggest news out there for wrestling at the time. Because she's been gone for over a decade now, and I feel like she could have came with so much more for this Raw, because now we were going to hear her actually cut a promo. You have been gone for 10 years. There's a lot of pieces. Yeah, she had her real life stuff, and she talked about therapy. We knew she had gone through some things mental health wise, but she did kind of put that out there. But I feel like it could have been more of a fiery promo. It could have been a lot more, considering what we knew about why she left, about how now CM Punk is back, how now she's back. She's been gone for so long. She didn't get a proper send-off. It was just kind of, things happen. But she could have did a lot more with this being her first promo back for years. And people would say, like, hey, it was good and that it went long because, the crowd. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. She was taking dramatic pauses in between to try to gauge that reaction, which is kind of good because you're hearing the fan feedback, which, okay, we're happy to see her back. This has been a long time coming for us to see her. She looks great. and it's also great because we're seeing her and Punk together. We didn't get a chance to see that before. They've been married for a long time. They're great. And then, of course, Punk is full time and he's, a main card talent. But I feel like, man, for me, the promo didn't hit. It didn't hit the way it should. I give her a lot of points because she tried her best to, yes, while it was a personal promo, she talked about her struggles, but it didn't come off as it being like a work shoot. It came off as, I don't know, it didn't come off as really attached and really emotional like it could have. I think it could have been played out a lot better. And then here's the other flip side is that, okay, well, it's kind of cheesy for me because, yes, she looks great with the IC championship, but why is it that the whole thing is, hey, we're not going to have a match just yet, me versus you for the IC championship, but it's more so if you want this back, you got to have this match. Well, hell, can they call damn Adam Pearce to come down and take that away from her? I mean, like, let's just be honest. I mean, what are we doing? But I mean,
I think
that's
I think
corny.
that whole segment was just to show that they're going to tease that into the future.
Yeah, but they could have did it a better way. I don't think that was.
I do agree with you on that one.
And,
I do.
Which I would love to see the match. For the championship. Becky versus AJ Lee. But I feel like to get there, that could have been a lot better. And then the segment went on pretty long, and I don't feel like Seth's and Becky's characters really help because they have this whole like cackling, ha ha ha, old school, he, hyena. We are, these very evil heels. Like it reminds me of remember when Seth used to have like that evil laugh when he broke away from the Shield. Yeah, that's kind of what we're back to now at this point. And then Becky, she's having a really great run, to be honest with you now. But I feel like they're moving more so because with her and Lyra and everything, we were getting the fiery, Becky Lynch. She took out the garbage, which hell, people are saying taking out garbage. Well, hey, you look like garbage. But I feel like we're moving away from Becky being that serious badass heel to now she's more of like a comedy style heel because it's meant to match the character work of Seth, which I get it because they're a couple, so they're trying to have them both kind of be the same kind of hyena like comedy evil heels. But I feel like for me, Becky was more, she felt more genuine when she was more of the badass heel versus the more comedic evil style heel with Seth Rollins. I mean, I get why they do it because you don't want to have one super serious and then one being kind of like the jokey figure. They kind of want them to match because they're a couple, but I don't feel like, at least in this segment, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I'm okay with the match. I'm happy about the match, but man, I did not like it. I did not think it was a good segment. I thought because of that, it was too long, and I felt like they could have did a lot more with AJ's promo. The fact that she hasn't been around in 10 years in the WWE ring. I mean, that was pretty much my highlights of it. If I'm missing anything else,
no, it was not a great Raw. According from what we understand, they say Triple H wasn't there, so that's what. I think he was on vacation. So
well, maybe. Sometimes his dog helps.
No, that was CM Punk dog Fireball.
Oh, so his dog gonna help too? Oh, that's Larry.
Yes, Larry's.
Oh
is
man, I thought CM. I thought Triple H had a dog to help too.
No, I don't think they. I don't think they have. They might have one, but I've never seen it.
Was Larry helping? Because last time he helped, he did a good job. He was
Hey,
the one
yeah,
that helped with SmackDown.
maybe Larry
Oh.
didn't get no sleep. Larry was just like, look, I don't see how Triple H do it. Somebody get Triple H on the phone. I'm tired. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, but like I said, I don't think it was a bad Raw. It was probably one of
No,
their
it
better
wasn't
ones.
bad.
It just,
I wasn't saying it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was like in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I'm gonna let you. I guess I don't know if you had to use the restroom, but let's get into some news. I don't know if you heard, Final Boss Baby, that Larry the King Lauder had a stroke, but they say he's doing okay now. I know.
I did hear that, and I'm kind of
Yeah.
concerned because it's not the first or second time, so
Yes.
it's kind of
So,
bad.
here at the DWE family and the Talk It Up family, we send our prayers to you, Larry the King Lauder. We hope you keep pushing through what you're going through. Hope you're okay. Hope you keep going with whatever you got going on, man. Sorry to hear that you had a stroke. I remember last time I think he had a heart attack when he had an incident, and that's the last time I heard something. Also tonight, I don't know if I got the chance to get to tell you guys, Sami Zayn will be doing an open challenge on tonight, so he will continue to be doing the open challenge for the United States title, which is, I feel like it's pretty good because now you get to get these newer stars to get on screen, get some screen time, maybe get in the ring so we can get familiar with some new faces. Hopefully, we'll see down the line with that. So we'll see how it goes with Sami Zayn. Also, Final Boss. I don't know if you heard, but and she might be gone. But to all the MLW fans, they will be working a new weekly TV show. So if you guys are into any wrestling, any wrestling, that's tongue tied. And you love MLW, they are coming and doing a new TV weekly show. So hope you guys enjoy that real soon down the line. Um, um, Sean Ross Sapp and them. Shouts out to them on Fightful say Athena's the greatest of greatest time off in ring action, is getting some time off in ring's action. So hey, Athena, I hope everything's okay. I think she still is the ROH champion, if I'm not mistaken. I still don't think she dropped that title yet. So shouts out to Athena, man. Great job. Tonight, if you guys are tuning in after SmackDown, they will be doing the Worlds Collide for AA. It's coming on at 10 because I guess they had to do the announcement for the Saudi. So it's at 10 o'clock. So if you guys want to watch that PLE or pay-per-view or whatever they would be calling that, it will be available on YouTube. So you guys check that out. We do not do Worlds Collide or NXT watch alongs, but if you want to go search and find someone who does it, I'm pretty sure you will find people that will do content like that. But you can join us for all the major PLEs down there below on my page. That's Miami the Great 645 or the Island of DWE. If you want to watch those shows. We are hearing that John Cena and Brock Lesnar will be the main event for WrestlePalooza. So I hope you guys know that it did come out that they will be the main event for WrestlePalooza, which I was surprised because they really been building this Seth and Becky and Punk match, but I'm pretty sure they will be probably most likely co-main eventing at WrestlePalooza. We know that WrestlePalooza and All In will be going head to head. One will be on the ESPN app, one will be on the HBO app. So all wrestling fans out there, if you're looking for some great wrestling next week, because there will be a lot of, if you're just a wrestling head like me, I love it all, you can catch it on both. I don't think they will be coming on at the same time, but check for local listings of when these shows will both come on. I know WrestlePalooza will come on at 7. Somebody say I'm watching WrestlePalooza. I mean, yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a great, decent card. Um, for Palooza. I'm pretty sure we don't got all the matches yet. I'm trying to see, will they be building something up for Belly? It seems like they're still teasing her gimmick of wherever she's gonna be. So I would love to see where she's gonna go. Will she have a match? It seems like they're gonna go to Becky and AJ Lee, like Final Boss was saying. Maybe they will do that at the Australia PLE, because I think that will be the next one after this. Because I'm pretty sure they probably won't do it at SummerSlam. They probably do something different at SummerSlam. If I had a guess of who Becky would drop the title to, I wouldn't mind if it be AJ Lee. That's just my thoughts on it. We'll have to see. Let's see. I think I got another comment. Reggie said, when you have greatness of all time in the building, he's getting he's getting the main event, which is well deserved. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, not. I'm not saying John Cena doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying, like, I'm shocked. Maybe tonight it will get me more excited, because I know later on tonight we will be watching SmackDown to see how that feud will grow and go. Where do we go next? I think that's the part I want to see where we go, and how do we go about it when we get down to it. I think Final Boss is gone, so if you want to follow her, let me go ahead and give her a shout out. You see down below where it's strolling down below. Please give her a follow. That's Final Boss Baby with two B's, one Y, CFO. You will probably both see us next week on the WrestlePalooza. We have done a lot of shows of Talk It Up this week and the following week. So if you guys want to check out all of those, we will have some shorts dropping right after this. If you guys want to see that, go to the YouTube page where it's going to be Talk It Up Wrestling, where you can get all your videos from old to new, and go over there and see it. We will see you guys next week. There will probably be no talking up, I'm pretty sure, unless it's something amazing happens. I think all the great things that happen. If The Rock comes back, I'm pretty sure Final Boss will make me get on, talk it up, and talk about it. But if something exciting happens, we will do a talk it up. But I don't pretty sure think nothing will be happening. So you guys, if you want to see us again, once again, come and follow my page. That's Miami the Great 645, or the Island of DWE, where you can watch the Wrestling Palooza for free on our stream. That's a thank you to everyone who has been subscribing to us, who's been liking this stuff on YouTube, and has been supporting us. We're at like 600 and something subscribers. Thank you, everyone. We're like at 7.2 views with all the videos we have. We have like maybe 50 videos on YouTube, maybe more. So thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you guys. I can't thank y'all enough for everything y'all did. Thank
viewing tool. Can you use it to turn items? Apparently you can. There's a serrated edge here. Can I actually use this as a knife? Oh wow, it actually does cut. A pretty clean cut. Not the cleanest cut ever, but it gotta work. So while it does work, maybe it's okay to replace it. Let's see how well this works as a scoop. Not too bad, really. Let's see. When you're holding like this, you actually have the sharp end where the knife is at right there. That doesn't feel very comfortable. Oh, it does work.
I can't hear anything.
It surprisingly works.
I hope everyone hears me, but I don't know if everyone hears me. But if you don't, Funny Balls, can you hear me?
Okay, there it goes. I guess it's mine. So
Maybe it was me. No, I muted my mic by mistake. I didn't know. I was up here blabbing.
oh my god, I actually closed the browser out and redid it because I thought it was mine.
Well, I thought somebody heard me because they were saying something about the super chat. So I'm pretty sure somebody heard me. Maybe when I muted then. But I was saying before we get to our last little minutes, did you have any shouts out? Because I already shout you out. I already was about to get ready to close it out. Shouts out to everyone that came. Any last thoughts?
No.
No.
No, I don't.
Just
I don't have any shout outs.
just
I
came
mean,
back
I
and
think.
embraced our president, huh?
Well, no, I assume that you're ready. Shout out the collective. I saw Advocate is in here. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
really? I
he
didn't. I
shouted
didn't see it.
out. Yeah, he was the one who said once we get super chats,
Oh, okay. I did not know that was
we'll
advocating. I'm up here
we'll
just. I'm
support
up
us.
here just
That
reading this. Did
that
not know that
that
was
that
advocating.
appears to be the advocate himself.
Are you
Double
sure?
check that. Oh wait,
Are you
no,
sure?
that was Z. For some reason, I could have
I
sworn it's an
told
advocate. But
you.
okay, that's a Z wrestling.
Look,
But yeah,
we gonna
shouts
have to
out.
do.
Well, shouts out
We
to Z
gotta do
wrestling.
advocate and Stampede the same way.
Z is actually one of.
Advocate and Stampede are like Joe Henry. You got to say their
Oh,
name and
okay.
then they appear.
Well, this is why I don't really like doing talk it ups on days of wrestling because we literally have wrestling like an hour from now. So people are doing their own thing. But shouts out to Z Wrestling. Z Wrestling is a good friend of mine on X. Shouts out to the collective. And of course, shouts out to the Golden Boy, CJ, who was a member of DWE. It was not just great for business, it was best for business. So make sure you remember that. But with that being said, I think that we're gonna have some nice things between you and CJ for NFL. So do you want to kind of talk about that? Because that's a brand new show.
Yes, Tuesdays I do. If you guys want to see me again, I did say that y'all won't see me again, but I totally forgot that. You will be seeing me on the EVP show. So please go subscribe to his show. It's CJ, it's EVP CJ. So you guys want to go over there and check us out. We do every week where we talk about the NFL, what we felt. We go over stats. We go over the best teams we like. Who what was the best games? What we thought of the games. It's just literally a breakdown of what we seen coming from our fan eyes and giving y'all an insight of what we felt of the NFL week. We will be doing it all the way up to when it gets to the Super Bowl. I'm glad that CJ brought me on to the show. Last week we did so great with that. So you guys want to check that out. That's Tuesday, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's me, the EVP, on his
And
YouTube and X.
and Z brought up a great thing about streams. So yeah, this coming weekend is WrestlePalooza, and that's when we do our biggest stream, our biggest watch party. So kind of go through that because hey, this is
I
gonna be
already did.
the first time on ESPN.
Oh, I already did, but just in case if my mic was mute, because it was mute, so
It probably
I
was.
will, I will, I will repeat it again. If you guys, for the first time ever, and I said it, because someone said they got us for the super chats, but guess what? I said, Final Boss, that we're right now, and I'm going to go to YouTube and make sure I got the number correct, because I want to say the correct number for Talk It Up. But we're at 634 subscribers, and we want to thank everyone for kept supporting us. We get like 30 likes a week, maybe sometimes 50 likes a week. We're at like 7.3 k total views of all the 59 um videos we have on YouTube. Right after we get done with this, I always drop the shorts right after the same day so people can have those shorts available to them. These are all thanks to y'all supporting us, liking us, being a part of this journey for DWE. Um, and also, that's why we will be doing the live on X. You have to follow me. That's Miami the Great 645, or you can follow the Island of DWE, where you can actually watch the actual match for free without getting ESPN. Because I know people are still having hard times of figuring out which app to get, where to find it. If you cannot find it, come to X, come follow us. That is a thank you for subscribing to us, liking us. I did see someone one time say in one of our chats that they really did appreciate those lies. So hey, that meant the world to me, because I get to watch the lie. I get to watch that wrestling with wrestling fans. So thank you guys. Last time we got up to 2.7 K in a 1 hour PLEs. Hey guys, let's go for 300. First time on ESPN. Go tell a friend. Say, hey, where can we watch it for free?
You mean not 300? You mean 3,000?
No, we got a 2.7K
Yeah,
on
but
our
you said
last PLE.
let's get up to 300. You mean 3,000?
Oh, I mean my bad. 3,000, my bad. 3,000. But let's get the 3K, maybe 4K, however many how Final Ball say the millions. That will be crazy. But please do that for us. Thank y'all for joining us on this journey. I told them Final Boss we will not be probably doing that Talk It Up next week. But if they do want to see me again, please follow CJ the EVP. You will see us again. He was in the comments. We put up his name. Go search him on YouTube. That's his actual name. That's what his channel at. You will see me with him on Tuesday, week 2 NFL. Final Boss baby. Thank you for joining me today. Twice in 1 month. So hey, that's a record.
Yeah.
I hope. Look, that means I'm hoping that the WWE's going to bring back the Raw so I can have you more on here. But if they don't see you, they will see me. Because I will be putting out way more content for Talk It Up, because that's what I need to do. We've been putting out a lot. So next week, hey, we're taking a break. Why not? I'm doing the Roman Reigns. I'm taking a break. I've been on vacation. Oh, and Final Boss started her thing. She must got tired of me. But we finna get up out of here, man. We'll catch y'all guys later. Next week, I'm gonna add some more stuff to this strip down the bottom where y'all can follow the people who are with DWE and other stuff. So that blue strip will be new next time y'all see us. So y'all guys get ready for that. Make sure you follow the people who I will be putting in that strip. Other than that, catch you guys later. Final Boss baby, thank you. Catch you later on the next side, on the flip side.